there you guys, welcome to today's vlog. Little man had a surprise baseball practice this week. They decided, I think it was like the other day, for this practice, because they've had a few other practices this week that were randomly scheduled, but they had been scheduled like a week or two ago prior to, but they were able to get us in at another field because they have mid-season tournaments going on right now for the duration of this week. And usually, like with toddler baseball and everything like that, once you get to the games, you don't really have to do practices and stuff. I don't know about like the older kids and stuff, because I do know that they tend to have games at like random times throughout the week. Because like I didn't play baseball, my brother did for a period of time. I never played softball or anything like that, so I can't really speak much to it. I did play soccer, and I do know for a fact that with soccer, our games were typically only ever on weekends. Saturdays, rare occasions on Sundays after like church would let out and everything like that. But they've got a few Saturday practices scheduled, and we are doing everything that we can to make sure that we are attending every single one of them. I don't think little man has missed a practice yet. Not only that, I don't think he's even missed a day of school this year. So I think we're doing pretty good at showing up every single day. I haven't been present for every single one of them because I do DoorDash for some extra money, especially in regards to the diet that I'm doing, because I'm doing paleo and I'm doing a rather strict form of paleo. And well, if I'm trying to do high protein as well as high fiber, that costs a lot of money, and I'm pretty sure you guys aren't ignorant to that fact, because it does cost quite a good bit of money.
Mama.
Yes, baby. You're thirsty. And I get a lot of people struggle with living a healthier lifestyle for that particular reason, because that used to be the thing with like me and my husband. Whenever it came down to like buying food, we're trying to get what was the most cost effective, even when we knew it may not have been like the healthiest option, right? That's just my little tangent about it. It is quite expensive. But I have not had time to get ready because I did go DoorDash this morning, and I didn't get up till like 5:30. I was supposed to start DoorDashing at 6. That was the time that I had scheduled, but I was like, I'm not gonna have time to cook breakfast and eat it and get out the door, because as of right now, my big priority is making sure that I'm getting the proper nourishment for my body. And this morning, I had thought out some steaks a couple of days ago, and I was going to cook them yesterday, but I told my husband, I was like, I'm just gonna make these for breakfast. What day do you want them? And he said Saturday, because he's off work on Saturday, and usually it's a lot easier for both of us. He doesn't have to rush to eat, and I don't have to rush to get up and get everything made, because he goes to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I actually think he went in early on Friday. I want to say, I don't know, one of these days I know he did go in early, because he did have a long day. But choosing sirloin primarily because it is high protein and low fat. I don't do dairy, because that is one of the things in regards to the paleo diet that I'm doing that I am to cut out. And I can definitely say that the one thing that I am the most excited to incorporate back into my diet is dairy. I do in fact miss butter. I mean, don't get me wrong, avocado oil, olive oil, depending on what kind you get, if you get a good quality, you get good taste. Like, I'm not even joking. Since I've switched, and I don't even think that I necessarily have the best quality of olive oil, but it surely is better than what it is I have been using. So definitely a lot better, but the flavor that you get from butter, to me, is just superior. That's all there is to it. It always has been. Like, I remember years ago when I started getting into, like, baking cookies and everything like that. And because my dad's, like, the expert at making cookies. He makes the best freaking cookies in the entire world. The first time that I ever attempted, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. He was like, well, are you actually using butter? I was like, what are you talking about? I'm getting this. He was like, no, stop using that brand. That's not actually butter. You have to get butter that is like, I think the lowest is like 70% fat or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my notes of it all, but I do know it was something along those lines. Okay. I have officially finished. This is as good as I can get it. So, I'll grab my wallet because I do not have my keys to leave my wallet in here. But I'm sweating. I gotta get out there to little man, watch him practice. We're back home now. Little man and the coach's son, the head coach, are the only ones that showed up today. We knew several of them were gonna be out, but that's also what happens whenever you plan things at last minute. Not only that, we were supposed to originally just be at the batting cages, but because the field was actually open, we just went to the field. The kids played around, they hit a couple of balls. We stayed and we chatted for a little bit, came back home, and I am currently making some potatoes in the air fryer. I diced them up. I've already ate. I do have to take a supplement within like 10 minutes before I eat. And we still had some leftover wings, so I finished those off. In case you're wondering, I'm doing glutathione complex, and once that's done, I gotta do methylfolate, I believe. But I ate the remainder of the wings that we had, because when I tell you, like, the big packs of wings that you get from Costco and like the 3, I did all of those in one go. And that really helps me by doing all of them, because then for like the next couple of days, for like lunch or for dinner, if I'm ever like short on time or we're short on time for something, you can just kind of like grab and go. But I went ahead, I ate some of that. I also made some zucchini yesterday and I had some of that left over, so I ate that as well. I want to eat some of these grapes. That was one of the main reasons why it is I even opened this up to begin with. And I'm waiting on those potatoes. I'm waiting on the boys to decide what they want. I think my husband's going to eat the steak that I made this morning for breakfast, along with these potatoes, and I got him some eggs too. My mom is supposed to be bringing over like chunks of like wood and stuff so I can fill the bottom of the beds, so that way it's not, I don't have to use only dirt, because the smarter option is to fill as much as you can to spend less money on dirt. So I'm waiting for her to bring those chunks of wood over, and I think she's gonna get like a few trash bags of like pine cones and stuff thrown on the bottom as well. We've got to go and we've got to get all the dirt and everything today. So there's that. Also, probably, I also need to go and get some of the plants that I actually want from the plant nursery. The ones that I did not start, which I didn't really start any of them, because I do intend on like direct sowing with everything that I'm gonna do, at least, and just go and get what it is that should have been started from the plant nursery, and they're closed on Sunday, so it's either I need to go today, I'm gonna have to wait until Monday. In addition to that, I still need to DoorDash a little bit more So that way I have the money for the Costco trip. Because anything that we buy in bulk, like I'm trying to mainly focus on like the money that I make going toward that. Because a lot of the food that's being bought, I'm primarily the one eating. I can definitely say that this has been a huge learning curve for me, to say the least, is figuring out like how to eat and how to actually get that feeling of full, because I haven't had that full feeling in I don't know how long. And it was like probably a week or two ago. I sat down, I had a sweet potato, some riced cauliflower, half of a steak, and it was a half of a 9-ounce steak to be more exact, because I like to cut them in half and separate them out between meals. And I also ended up making myself a salad with one small avocado in it, or half of a medium-sized avocado or large avocado, and like just some extra stuff like carrots and cabbage and what else? Cucumbers. And that is the most full. Like, I honestly did not think that I was going to be able to finish that food. I'm gonna be honest with you, those red grapes are not that great this time. They don't have that sweet taste. So I think I'm primarily going to stick to the green grapes. Aside from that, I really want to go golfing or fishing or something along those lines. I'm like itching to like get out and go do something because it's warm outside. I want to soak up as much sun as possible. Here. Alright, here's a little update on my blueberry bush. It's looking better. Not necessarily with all the freaking bugs and everything all over it. It's getting on my nerves. I've been spraying it with some neem oil, and I haven't done that today, so I need to do that sometime today. We got some of these that are doing, I guess, relatively okay. These over here are not. These over here are not. And it's mainly this area right here that's getting the swarm. I honestly think that I need to repot it, check the soil, because I'm worried that there is actually stuff in the soil. I do need to water you. I have yet to show you guys. Yes, these are in fact caskets. My husband works for a casket company. These are damaged caskets that they were just going to throw away. So, as you can see, there is a huge crack. This one had a crack on the lid. So, we're good for this one. This one definitely is going to have, I guess, some pretty good drainage. But yeah, so, and I've removed as much of the pieces as I absolutely can. I'm not removing the side ones right here. I cannot remove this side. I removed the screws out of that one, but they will not come out of this one. In addition to that, that little metal piece over there, which, not gonna lie, actually concerns me quite a good bit. I was trying to get like a few of the nails. Nails? Is that what they're called? Staples. Staples. I was trying to get some of the staples out of it earlier. And as I was doing that, because one of the bags was actually propped up against it, when I knocked it over to get it out of my way so that way I could move along, there were two big bumblebees, like ginormous bumblebees, that came flying out and started swarming me. If you know anything about bumblebees, whenever they have like a hive or something like that and you mess with that hive, that's typically when they get angry and they will sting you then. But I think one of them, I think they're trying to make a hive over here, which isn't gonna be okay. I don't see them anymore. They're not. Oh no, I do see them. Oh, I think they are making a, I don't know if you can see it, you guys, but right there. We can harvest some bees. Harvest honey, really, but we can take care of some. I don't even know if that's allowed. Well, don't make it mad while I'm right here.
There it is.
Ah! Ah! And of course, you've got a bright yellow shirt on. You also don't know, I don't even think I've ever showed y'all our garage. Maybe I have, I don't know, but we're getting ready for a yard sale. I did all this yesterday and got like everything kind of like sorted out a little bit for the things that are going in the yard sale, whatnot. Not everything. I think what I'm gonna do is actually get that pink tote and empty that out to pour all of this stuff in. Now I'm trying to use like a mix of things. And I was trying to do like the cheap alternative that someone recommended on TikTok. And of course they didn't have everything. They had the topsoil, of course, but they didn't have the soil conditioner as well as the type of fertilizer I was looking for. I ended up going for the Black Cow because that's quite literally the only one that they had. I also needed a new pair of gloves because I have absolutely no idea where my gloves are at. But yeah, so now I got to get all this stuff out of the way, get everything out of there, and when I tell you that is slam packed full with nothing but clothes, I'm not joking. I wasn't expecting there to be a whole bunch of ants. Essentially, what we have narrowed it down to is I need one more round of the raised bed topsoil mix and the rest of the bag of the compost that I got, totaling out to 3 sets. That's what I'm gonna refer to it as. So I'm gonna run to Home Depot, get that extra bag, plus what it is I need for the other one, which is I'm just gonna do practically the same ratio for it, and I hope it's okay. I hope it's fine. I don't think there will be any problems. I don't think. because the original stuff that I wanted to go with, they didn't have. And I'm not driving out of town to go and try to find the stuff, so I'm gonna make do with what it is I can find, and I guess I'm just gonna be learning along the way, and you guys are gonna be learning with me. If you have any tips or any tricks, please let me know. It would be greatly appreciated. To take a little dinner break, I ended up eating the leftover hamburger that I had made yesterday and some of the leftover potatoes from lunch today. And now I'm eating an apple because I don't really feel like getting lettuce and dicing it. Like, I want something simple and easy. Little man has asked for eggs, boiled eggs to be more specific. That's how he likes them. So I'm boiling him some eggs, and then once I'm done with that, then I'm gonna get back out here and deal with all of this. Then did in fact go ahead and chop up all of that wood for me. So now I just gotta get that into that top one and all that into that top one, and whatever is left of this in that top one. Honestly, don't think I'm going to use as much of this stuff as I did on this other one. I feel like it might be a little bit too much. It very well might be. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure what ratio it is I'm supposed to be doing with it. I've seen other people just pour the whole bag in and just hope for the best. That's what I'm doing at this point. Officially the end of the day. I need to get a shower, get this house situated, straightened up, get as much as I can get done, because tomorrow morning is Easter. I'm going to a sunrise service tomorrow, so I want as little to do as possible when I wake up so I can just get up and go. Because sunrise service, obviously you're at sunrise, and I want to be able to make it to it, because usually I'm cooking breakfast and I'm actually sitting down to eat breakfast right as the sun is coming up. And typically a sunrise service is going to start a little bit before the sunrise actually happens. And it goes on throughout that time, and then everyone will like eat breakfast together and things like that. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I'm not going to finish the garden beds today. I will finish those tomorrow because I do need more stuff to fill up the bottom. And I will continue in a separate vlog from this one, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you follow along for more. Bye guys.